What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Kishshana, and I am back for another shot of vitamin K. Hold on, y'all ready? So, friends, we need to talk about burnout. Now, I've been thinking a lot about this because I realized that over the last 12 months, some of us have been working ourselves to the bone. And that means that we've been working the people around us similarly. You know, I'm like, if you can't keep up, then I don't know what's wrong with you. What about what's wrong with me? And so today's conversation is for my people managers who are the high octane, go hard or go home, do it until you drop kind of managers that people admire from afar from your work ethic, but your team sort of kind of hates you, okay? I just want to just be the friend that just tells you that they don't like you, and that's okay, and you're burning them out. And I want to make sure that we let go of being the ones who hold the apple of burnout for our team members to bite, okay? It's a sin. I just want you to know. And so as managers, we actually have the responsibility of ensuring that we do not burn out our people. So for all of y'all who are like, oh, I'm dying to be in a manager's seat, I want to get this promotion. Don't just focus on the paper you're going to make. Focus on the other duties as described and as assigned, because all of the management stuff that really makes you an amazing people manager lies in that one darn sentence, okay? All right? Okay. So here are 5 signs that your team members are burnt out. And I really want you to be thinking about this because I think it's so important. So get a pen, write this down. Number 1, disengagement. So everybody has different personality styles. Don't let this bubbly voice fool you. I am a turtle, an introvert, as it were, and I would prefer to be in my bed, okay, at any time of day or night. And yet, here I am talking to the people. So don't expect all of your team members to be out and happy and bright. Everybody has a different way that they show up at work. But if you see that your team members are starting to really pull off and pull away, they're not engaging in more than what is basic and absolutely critical to do their job, then the probability is that they are on their way to burnout. Now, people can be stressed. Hell, I'm stressed. But when stress is on overdrive, it puts you into the HOV lane for disengagement. And when you are headed to burnout, that's a clear sign that there's a lack of engagement happening with your team. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to check for that. Number 2, fatigue. Now, when people ask me how I'm doing, I typically have started to respond with the truth, okay? So most days it's like, I am tired, okay? And so when you come on bright and early on your Monday morning team meeting, everybody's bushy-eyed and bright-tailed, is that right? Bushy-tailed and bright-eyed, I did it right, on Zoom or Teams, and you ask folks how they're doing, and you get a response that goes, it's Monday, or, you know, I'm all right, or I'm here. Friends, if folks are coming into the week worn out, that doesn't mean they were partying all weekend, okay? Especially during this global pandemic, also known as the zombie apocalypse. But it does mean that they are worn out, and whatever work that they are seeing on the horizon has them tired before they started. And so fatigue is the second sign that your team is burning out. They do not want to do another project. They do not want to take on another thing. And ask me how I know. My team is living this with me right now. We all need a nap, okay? Every time we talk about the thing we're going to do in Q3 of this year, I see folks go, oh gosh. Because it's not that they don't want to do the work or they're not excited. It's that it just feels like the work never ends. This is a song that never ends. And so what ends up happening is that fatigue then can bleed into number 3, forgetfulness. And so now, you know, I'm a lady of a certain age. And so sometimes I feel like my brain's a little bit of a sieve and things kind of seep through. And so it's not like, shoot, damn, where the heck did I put that? Not that kind of forgetfulness, But when folks are starting to drop the ball on routine tasks, on things that are just a part of the way that they operate that should be muscle memory, and they're not kind of filling in the pieces in critical components of their job, and particularly if that's not like them, then I want you to go, uh-oh, Kishshana said that might be another flag for burnout. Number 4, this one is a toughie, y'all. Anxiety. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not a medical doctor, and so I cannot actually diagnose anxiety in other people. And I'm not even sure until the last couple of years if I really leaned into the idea that one could have anxiety. Okay, I just want to just admit that up front. Until anxiety crept in my house, y'all. It slipped under my door like a mist in the night. It crept up the stairs into my bedroom. It pulled the sheets back, and then it gripped me in its vices, and it didn't let go, okay? It just pulled me right out of my sleep, and it's been riding me ever since. Anxiety is real, my friends. And so when you have team members that are really fraught with anxiety, they've named it for you, they are talking with you about it first, love the fact that they even trust you enough to tell you. But to really hear it, if you see the anxiety, the anxiousness of your team members start to pick up, particularly around things that they normally can like take it and run with it, that's another sign that burnout is on the way. And then the last one. Now in this day and age, everybody's a cynic, okay? We all have an opinion about something, and we all kind of feel like, what am I even here for? Why am I even doing this? When you start to see that general malaise, my dad calls it benign neglect, from your team members, and the sort of like an attitude of like, whatever, as it relates to their work or the team or the success of your team, and you kind of feel like they're just dialing it in, you know, because folks need a paycheck. They need to pay their rent and stuff. You might have a team that is well in the throes of burnout. Now, I'm sure you could name 19,245 more things that would indicate that your team members are suffering burnout. But I bet money they'd nest under those 5 things. And so as you think about your team right now, and you're assessing the health of your team right now, which, by the way, another one of those responsibilities that fall under other duties as assigned, make sure that you are looking to see if your team is suffering from burnout. Okay, y'all, that's all I've got for today. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you are able to say, oh gosh, Kishshana, I had 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, Lord, 5 out of 5, drop it in the comments and let me know if this has helped you and what you're gonna do about it. And if you liked what you've heard, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs some help managing their people. Until next time, I'll be back for another shot of vitamin K.